because we watched the weather, and it said around here it was just going to be rain, and that there might be, a little dusting of snow in the morning, and that it would stop by noon. It's noon.
It's noon, and
it's worse.
It's not stopping.
So we are open today, but we are also having a snow day special.
Snowday.awarenessshop.com.
But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. It always snows on my birthday, so maybe this is a good omen that it's not going to snow on my birthday. My birthday is Thursday.
That is true.
And when I was a kid, it would always snow out my parties, or it would be like Super Bowl Sunday or something, and nobody would want to come. So maybe Thursday will be.
You should have combined the two. You should have had like Lisa's birthday Super Bowl.
Yeah, no.
I don't understand this game played with men with odd-shaped balls. It's very strange.
Now this says we have no viewers, but that says we have viewers.
Yeah, no, I think that lies like a cheap watch. They still yet to fix it. Although there was an update this morning, which I declined to do. And
made us a few seconds late.
Then it promptly logged me out of the tube of view, so I had to log back in again. So hopefully, if you can see us, if we are coming through to you, please do knock 3 times on the ceiling or something like that. Or at least, chime in. Oh, there you go. Savannah says hi. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
It's definitely working. Okay.
Things are working.
It's so bizarre. Whatever.
I don't know what's going on
everything
anymore.
Is direct now, so that's a good thing. We're working our way out of the shadows.
Hello, Wendy, and a very good day to you. Thank you. Yes, apparently it's all working, so welcome. Welcome to our fourth episode 4, Magickal Monday.
Oh, here's somebody else has turned up.
Well, there you go. Hello Peggy, and a happy snow day to you, and so nice to have a snow day and be here on the live stream.
Yeah.
There you go. You have a snow day at home then, I take it. Maybe you've got time off for good behaviour.
Well, like I said, the store is still going to be open.
Oh, hi Diane.
Hi Diane. Store's still open because I think it's supposed to stop really soon. But we thought, we haven't had a snow day special yet all winter.
All winter. We've been very blessed with the weather.
Now, some people might want to know what a snow day special is.
What are you going to tell them?
But, all right. It's something that we invented as a give back.
Kind of.
But also a way that we don't have a 0 day. So the shop is open 7 days a week. I think we close on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day for sure.
Muggle-Christmas.
But sometimes we're open on Easter Sunday. Sometimes we're open on 4th of July.
New Year's Day.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So the snow day specials are a really cool gift to both of us.
Oh, yes.
If you go on to snowday.awarenessshop.com, you'll see that you can buy $100 gift card for $50.
Yeah.
So that's essentially like you getting everything in the shop half price, right?
It does not suck.
And we don't take a 0 day, even though we'll sell those goods at cost, right? We'll still be able to buy the goods back. So it's all a good deal all around. We don't have a 0 day, and you guys get 50% off whatever you want. It is for merchandise only. It's not off of reading. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to my readers and make them give you half price.
Well, not that mean.
But there's a lot of really great things in the store right now.
We're just jam-packed.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. We also are revamping our subscriptions. I think we talked a little bit about this last week.
Might have done.
I don't know. So the Magickal year kits now have, we did, full moon, new moon, and Sabbats.
Right.
And I'm kind of like upgrading the ingredients in there. And it's a really cool way to build your Book of Shadows. And we have Witchy Wonders and the Candle Club. And then next month, once we get our footing with this, next month I think we're going to start a Crystal Club.
Oh.
Where you get a box of rocks in the mail.
Oh, that's got to suck, hasn't it? Somebody sending you rocks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So as we are celebrating the Chinese Lunar New Year, Year of the Water Rabbit, I think I'd like to talk a little bit today about the subconscious and dream time.
Dream? Oh, is it nap time then?
No. Well,
No.
people are coming on. What are they saying?
They're saying all sorts of things. This is always the best time to get the statues I want. Yeah,
Oh,
thanks,
yeah.
Mike. It's true. It keeps the abundance going.
It does.
Truthfully, we make no money on snow day specials, but we have to replace the stock anyway.
But right,
it keeps the flow
we
of
don't
abundance
take a zero
going.
day. We don't
Yeah.
take a 0 day, which is great, and people get to enjoy it. I mean, honestly, we have bills to pay, but
We
we're
do.
not in this for the money. And I think people that really know us kind of know that.
That's got to be easier ways to
we
make
are
a living.
awesomely blessed
We
with
are,
being able to
we
do
are.
what we love every day. And we've given our life in service to the old ways. And we would be honored if you used your snow day specials to buy devotive statues.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely,
You know,
yeah.
we want to help people. We really do.
Well, that's our remit.
You know,
that's what we're about.
obviously we live in a money society, so we have to have money to pay bills.
But money is not our God.
Money's not our God. No, little tin God. No, we're more about helping people, and we just thought this was a fantastic way to make people's money go a little further. And I think we've been doing this about maybe 10 years
They're
now.
legendary now.
Yeah, then people wait for it to snow.
They're like, it is actually something that curses. It's snowing. No, it's snowing. Yay!
It's like waiting for the last Saturday of the month for psychic fair. Is this the last Saturday of the month?
we had really only one storm before the holidays, and it was such a nothing storm that we ummed and ahed, and we thought, not really. It wasn't really we haven't really had any significant accumulation to speak of as yet.
But I think that today is a great day to
Well,
have a snow day special.
Sometimes you just need to pay it forwards as well.
Yeah.
And
you know,
spread
like
the
I said,
love,
we're
spread the
still gonna
happiness.
we're open. I mean,
Yep,
Jen's there,
she is.
and if you want to go in and get your snow day special and pick your goods today, you could do that too.
Suppose you could. I mean, that's not supposed to be how it works, but I suppose you could.
I suppose you could.
I suppose you could.
All right. So I want to talk about the subconscious and dream time.
Nap time, you
Because
said,
we
yes,
have,
ideal.
you're the water rabbit, and we want to think about how the water rabbit might live its life, right? So we know that rabbits burrow.
They do.
So they are very much part of mystery and
They go underneath.
the underworld and those things that are associated with the subconscious.
Subterranean.
And water rabbit, water is the element that is also associated with subconscious and dream time.
Yeah.
So we may find that in this lunar cycle, the water rabbit is a year's cycle, that our subconscious is going to play a big part in our programming.
Oh.
Right?
So should we be like listening to our intuition a little more, maybe?
Well, I think that your intuition will be heightened.
Okay.
But what I want to talk about is dream time and the subconscious,
Okay.
or the hypnagogic state
Oh.
before sleep.
I know what you mean.
Right.
It's like weird stuff happens. So that when you're like on the threshold, you're on the verge. You're not like asleep yet. You're not like awake either. It's like that weird liminal kind
Where
of-
you still have a connection to what's happening, okay, or what you're manifesting or not manifesting. All right. So many of us, in fact, probably everybody who's watching this, because we're spiritual folks, take an inventory at night, right? We lie down to go to sleep, and our mind doesn't just stop right away.
Right.
We think about what happened during the day, and what we've said during the day, and what was said to us during the day, and what we did during the day, and how we could have done something different or better during the day. So we kind of go through that inventory, and we all become like the Nine of Swords at night, right? The guy sitting up in bed with all the swords over his head.
Yeah.
And we start to think, okay, well, you know, I have this health issue, and how can I better take care of this? And I shouldn't have eaten that chocolate, and but I
Yeah, you
did,
should.
and now tomorrow it's going to affect me, and I shouldn't have done this or I shouldn't have done that. And we start to, you see me wringing my hands, right? And we start
Just being
to
the nine of swords,
we
aren't you?
start to think about those things, and we think, oh, okay. I really want my relationship to be better, and I can't believe, how things are going, and the person hasn't called me, and what if they don't want to talk to me, and what if I said something to offend them, and we put all that negative energy into it.
Oh no.
And then we think, oh my gosh, I got a surprise bill and I have to get my car fixed and I don't have the money for that, and I'm going to have to not pay my mortgage because I have to fix my car, blah, blah, blah. And you
get
just
all
kind of
freaked out.
put all of that, which I understand is a very real part of the reality we live in, and that you have to have moments to make plans or assess things. Where we fall short, though, is we are programming our subconscious to tell the universe,
This is what we want.
this is what we want.
This is
right?
what we deserve.
I
This
don't
is what we
want enough
identify
money
with.
to pay for my car repairs because, I'm going to not have enough. And don't worry about having enough money for the car repairs. I'll just take the mortgage money. And this is what we're telling the universe is okay. Big mistake.
Well, we're aligning with the energies of stress and frustration.
Well, it's natural because we're the one who has to get up the next morning and figure out where we're going to pay the bill from.
But what you focus on comes into focus.
Right. So this has been talked about in metaphysical communities for a long time. The Abraham Hicks people came out with The Secret, but it hasn't been a secret. It's been around since the revival of the occult, And there's another really great person out there that talks a lot about this, Louise Hay, I think, and Mariana Williamson, Course in Miracles, all these kind of things. The bottom line is, yes, of course, you live in the real world. And yes, of course, you have health issues and bills to pay, and relationships to repair, or whatever it is. But the way we program our mind before sleep is basically the program that's going to run the next day. Or
probably
for
subconsciously
quite some time,
overnight
right?
as well.
Exactly.
You're gonna chew on it, aren't you?
So
It's not good then.
So try to be mindful of the things that are the opposite of love. Right? So what are the opposite of love we've talked about is fear.
Yeah, I would posit that it's definitely fear.
That's the opposite of love. Or stress, anxiety.
Aren't these like low-grade versions of fear anyway?
Right.
It's, by a different name.
Hatred is also a component of fear.
Well, it is. Fear begets hatred.
Right.
Yeah.
The fear of the unknown, I hate the boss, whatever it is. So instead of allowing yourself to fall asleep, if you possibly do fall asleep during your anxious, fearful, stressful, calculating moments, let it be that you start some sort of affirmation that is positive, that you're not using negative words for, right? Like, I will no longer eat chocolate. Okay, so I will.
Was chocolate.
I will say, says, at some point in the future, so I will. No. Eat chocolate, So you want to word it in a way that is less predictable for the same program to run the next day. I will no longer eat chocolate. Oh, you want to eat chocolate for a while longer? So instead say something like, I am healthy. My body craves foods that are good for me. I get the most from my nutrition. And then visualize some of the things that you might treat yourself to that are good for you. You know, like a well-balanced meal, or, you know, whatever it is that you enjoy that isn't going to interfere with your particular health issue, right? If you know that you can't digest seeds, well, you're not going to have a sesame bagel. But you could visualize yourself having a really yummy toasted cream cheese plain bagel, maybe, right? So the idea is to get something going that's positive as the programming for the night, right? And the universe will take care of it. Because they've been taking care of all the negative programming that you've given yourself. So the universe will take care of it. So the car situation. I have more than enough money to pay all of my bills on time. So something will happen between the time you've had to get the car fixed and maybe the time that is the grace period on your mortgage, right? So, or your rent. Right, maybe you can be 10 days late and not get
cause a
mark
problem,
on your credit or kicked out by the landlord, whatever it is, if it's rent. So instead of, I don't know how I'm going to do it, I have to use my mortgage money, I'll use that money to make my car repairs, and I don't know how I'm going to pay my mortgage. No.
Wrong focus.
I have more than enough money to pay all of my bills on time. And believe that, right? That's the important part. You don't lay down and say, oh, I have more than enough money to pay all my bills on time. Yeah, screw it. No, I don't. I know it's going to be shit. I know that I don't have enough. Once I pay that car payment, then I have no money in the bank. But stop that, because the universe is going to listen to that and you're going to be correct. You're not going to have enough money. So whatever it is, turn it into something that cannot be misunderstood by the universal consciousness.
Can I add a couple of
go for it now.
Little bits and pieces to that. One of the first things, simple thing, really simple thing. But I mean, I suppose I have a penchant for stating the obvious, but it is obvious. You can't solve a problem if you don't believe there's a solution for it. If you don't accept there is a solution to your problem cannot be solved. It cannot be. So the very first given is, okay, maybe I don't exactly know what it is right now, but I do know there's a solution.
Right, and you don't have to come up with it. Let the universe.
So the fact that there's a solution exists. There's hope, there's hope. And the most powerful words in the universe, that which defines us, is I am. I am Anton. I am a Leo. I am gregarious. I'm fun to be around.
I am healthy. I am happy. I am wealthy. I am prosperous.
This is
I am taken care of.
I honour myself. That's one of the things that you probably want to do a little more of, because when you are in a place of cherishing and honouring, and you're focused on all the wonderful good things that you actually have in your life, and if you do stop to count your blessings, they are many and abundant. If you stop and look at the good stuff and focus on the good stuff, that's where your energy goes. That's what grows. The good starts to tip the balance, away from the bad. And stuff just works. I mean, think about it. Come on. We all fret about stuff, but 99.9% of the time it always works out better than you thought it was going to be right back at the time you started fretting about it. So have that in your mind too, that there is a positive solution and it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And then just really focus on feeding good into the situation, not bad, because the bad makes it unattainable. It's like when you get angry, it grows. It's an energy all of itself. It feeds on itself. And then you start dropping stuff and breaking stuff
and then things
spilling
get worse,
stuff,
and
you
you're
get
more
angry, and then you kick the dog or the cat, and everybody's shouting at everybody else, and nobody's getting on, and it's all a damn mess.
Someone joined us. What do they have to say?
They have to say, Courtney, good morning. I am safe. I am happy. I'm supported.
Absolutely.
You absolutely.
I am
bleeding
safe.
off.
I am happy. I'm supported. And sometimes it's really difficult because, again, the pressures that we have are real, right? Maybe you have a surgery planned, or you have it's the night before some big thing that's stressing you out. But instead of focusing on how everything could go wrong, what's Wendy saying?
This is what a wonderful message for Magical Monday. Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
And instead of thinking, well, maybe my ride won't come and I won't get to my surgery on time, or maybe I'll have an allergic reaction to whatever medication they're going to give me because I'm such a sensitive person, or what if the surgery doesn't work and I have to have the surgery again? And, these are the things that your fear mind is going to feed the universal consciousness.
It does.
That says, oh, they want this whole scenario to be all screwed up. Now, it might not be possible because of your level of stress for you to change that the night before your surgery, right? You might not be able to say, no, I know I've secured my ride. I know that they know I'm allergic to things. They're not going to give me that. I know that I love my body and it's going to be fine, and the surgery is going to be fine, and I'm going to be home in no time. Maybe you can't do that right away because maybe these things are real, so real that you can't exhale them, right? So just stop your mind there and focus on something that makes you really happy, safe, comfortable, and supported.
Take yourself
right?
to your happy place.
So maybe you had a dinner with friends. I know COVID and whatever, but let's just say that there was an experience that you had that you really were overjoyed about. And some of the conversation you can still recall, and let yourself wander back into that space then, right? So you can't get to a place where you could make the scenario positive for tomorrow's doctor's appointment. But you don't want to stay in the place where the scenario is your worst possible outcomes either. So change it up altogether and think about, when I was on vacation, we went to Antigua, and I can still remember the white sand and how beautiful the sunset was. And just let your whole energy be that brought you joy or inspired you or whatever it was. Then if you can go through that and bring that energy around you, then maybe the last thing you could say to yourself as you're falling asleep is, I am safe, I am healthy. I am safe, I am healthy. Not attached to tomorrow's thing at all, right? So there's little tricks you can do to kind of manipulate your mind into focusing on the good stuff, right? When you were up here, get yourself back up there.
There is such sage advice, because sometimes if we have very active minds, and I think
they're
Lisa
always
and I
going to go to try to protect us.
particularly,
So they're going to say, "Watch out for this is you got to protect yourself from this, or don't want that to happen. You're going to get in trouble." And that's exactly what you tell the universe. I'm ready to be in trouble.
I know it's very hard sometimes, and yeah, if you can meditate, that's great, and you can actually get your mind into a place of nowhere, where it's not actually crunching stuff, all the better. But if you can't, and there are a lot of people who can't, and I would say that sometimes I'm one of those hyper mentally active people. I'm thinking about something, I'm processing all bits of information and all that sort of stuff, and sometimes just taking your mind onto something else. I mean, this is those. I'm sure you guys remember, just as another weird part of our life story, I used to teach for Apple, and one of the things I taught was many of the people I taught were like technical people.
Geeks, man.
They would
was
they'd
the
be
geeks
doing
geek.
the troubleshooting. They would be the ones like, you know, tasked to repair things. And the trouble is with smart people, they're like a bulldog chewing a wasp. They can't let it go. You know, you get into this situation where you start to obsess about resolving the issue, and they'll take out a shovel and start digging, and before you know it, they've hit bottom and continue to dig. And I said, sometimes remember the human element. You know, you can dig yourself a hole quicker. You know, just sometimes you have to, like, distance lens enchantment, separate yourself from there. You know, literally put your mind somewhere else. Not just go and get a cup of tea or a Mountain Dew and then go and sit outside and figure it out. You have to put your mind somewhere else. Do something completely different.
Right. Get yourself out of the negative space.
And taking your mind out of that is like taking yourself out of the forest, if you will. You know, because I'm saying, hey, Lisa, look at this beautiful forest. You know, what chuffing forest? Got this huge thing in front of me. I don't know, maybe cut it down, then I'll see the forest. No! You get your ass out the forest. Oh, there's a forest. And when you next go back in the forest, relationship has changed completely. And we're like that. Managing ourselves is tricky.
Well, we're
we
human.
We have to get out of our own way.
We're spiritual
sometimes.
beings having a human experience. So read Savannah's, please. She has a good mantra there.
She says, happy, healthy, wealthy and wise. That's one of my favourite mantras, and it's a really good one. Mm-hmm. It is indeed. But remember those two magic words, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Like you already are. You believe that you are. You're telling the universe that that's what you're focusing on. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. Right?
If you're struggling, one of the things, just to come alongside this here, if you're struggling with self-esteem, and a lot of us do, if you're struggling with your sense of self-worth, one of the things that you might find quite helpful, because I imagine in the quiet times, this is where your mind gets overactive and you start to process all of the stuff. One of the things that you can actually do quite well is write something down on a pad just before you go to bed. And it's something you feel good about yourself for that day. It doesn't have to be anything, you know, super magnanimous or an
Just
incredible
something
gesture.
You feel might be an accomplishment.
I made Bill laugh so much he nosed his coffee, you know.
I finally cleaned the junk drawer, whatever it is, you know.
I made some kick-ass cookies. And that's all it is. Just write that down, and that becomes your thought for the evening. You know, make sure you write that down before you go to sleep. If you wake up in the middle of the night fretting, look at it. And it'll take you to that point.
I had an accomplishment. I had something that brought me
wasn't that
laughter
terrible?
or joy or made me feel like I finally got through something.
And when you wake up in the morning, make sure that's the first thing you look at.
Right.
You know?
Oh, we've said that before. Like when you go to the mirror in the morning and you can't decide if you feel good or not, pick good and you'll feel better.
You do.
You know, if you look in the mirror and you think, I feel horrible. I have this terrible headache and
my eyes look like pit holes in the snow.
Then the universe can listen to your conscious mind as well. So better to say, you know, the UPS man, I haven't seen him in a while because I've only been working, you know, like a couple days a week. And his name is Dave, and he's
he's such a
adorable little Cancerian.
Well, he's not exactly little. I'll tell you, the guy's
young.
built. I mean,
he's young. He's probably 30 if he's a day. I don't know. But anyway, so he popped the door up, and he's like, Lisa! I said, Dave! He said, how are you? And I said, I'm working on feeling better. And he said, that's great. And I hugged him. And Anton said, are you hugging the UPS man? And I said, yes, he's Cancerian. He said, yes, I'm Cancerian. I like hugs. But that was a fantastic exchange of energy. And he got a hug for his thoughtfulness. And I got to express that I'm working on feeling better. Mm-hmm. Now, what if Dave opened the door and said, how are you feeling? I haven't seen you in a long time. And what if I said, I don't even want to speak it out loud, but what if my reply was, oh, you know, Dave, I've really still been feeling like shit and I can barely drag my ass out of bed and I'm only here a couple days a week, so it's really sad that I'm missing the store and I'm not seeing all my customers and people and friends. And, you know, if I had just done that big drag, right, it had brought me down. It would have brought him down. and it would have brought all the energy in the store down, because whatever goes on in that place gets into the fabric of that building at this point. It's been a magical haven for 30 years, and it has its own little pulse and life of its own. So it's much better for me to say, I'm working on feeling better, because I am. And I gave him a hug, and I got a hug in return.
Diane's a water rabbit.
She is, yes.
I did not know. That's a fascinating in regard to the subconscious, especially as I'm a water rabbit. In fact, what a really interesting conversation. We do have interesting conversations.
I know, I love us.
We're sort of interesting people.
All right.
We're fun to hang around. We're fun in a grocery store.
Well, I think whenever we look at shamanism, which I did book reviews. Have I done the shamanism?
I don't know.
No. I have
I
four.
think that's next.
I have 4 more book reviews to do, and shamanism's going to be one of them.
I don't know. It's all a blur on the video.
But whenever we're looking at, what medicine is being offered, we have to look at the whole package, right? We can't just look at the physical. We have to look at the metaphysical, the spiritual, the emotional, right? We have to look at how the animal lives, survives, and eats. We have to look at its partnerships and family ties and how it functions emotionally. We have to look at its mental acuity and its visual accuracy. And then we have to look at its connection to spirit. Does it fly in the air? Does it live underground? Or is it more of a middle pillar kind of animal? Right? So when we look at rabbit, it's definitely associated with the goddess and the underworld. And that's why rabbit is so closely associated with the moon.
Well, you can see a bunny in the moon too.
Right. But because it is an underworld burrowing animal, it's going to be associated more with the goddess than the god force of something that would nest high up in a tree like eagle.
Right.
So your logical mind can help you figure out what is hidden. But water rabbit especially, there is going to be a listening to what we are manifesting. And you're going to, I know I don't like to talk about political stuff, but I think you are definitely going to see more voices of people influencing what's happening, because there is this manifesting energy with rabbit, right? Rabbit knows how to dodge the predator. Rabbit knows how to surprise, right? And rabbit is a vegetarian. So it's not going to do it in an aggressive way. It's going to do it in a passive-aggressive way.
No.
You know?
These are cute.
The rabbits are cute and lovely, but they are also acute, right? They know what's coming. And, they have a short, stubby, little puffy tail, so they can't be caught that easily. Right? But anyway, back to our Dreamtime thing, because that's the other part. Water rabbit is different than earth rabbit, fire rabbit, metal rabbit, or wood rabbit.
Well, I suppose so, yes, right? Because you've got that
element of the psyche is intensified. That element of the goddess is intensified, because the water energy is about ancestors and the deep, right? And, what's down there? I don't know. Oh, my God, So now we have this, not only do we have this burrower that connects us to the pulse of the earth and the underworld and the goddess pillar, we now have this water that is there, almost like what's flowing off of the High Priestess card. Wow. Like this what is hidden is going to come to light.
If you look closely, there's an ocean behind her.
There's an ocean behind her. Okay. So when he had mentioned a notepad by your bed,
yes,
this is a perfect year to keep a dream journal.
Ooh.
Right? Ooh. So let's have this quote.
All right. Oh, goodness gracious me. I do. Hang on. We've got some personal information. I won't read that out there, in a birthplace and like to know when they get married who will be your husband. Okay. Well, probably the person you marry.
Well, we're not doing compatibility charts today, whoever you are.
That's quite an astrological conundrum you put forward there.
I would think it would be best to have your natal chart done.
Yes.
In whatever guise you'd like, whether it be Chinese astrology or Vedic astrology or Western astrology, and then look at whatever parts of that natal chart would espouse to you who a good spouse or partner would be by looking at the,
Is it Jyoti? If I'm murdering your name, please forgive me. I'm especially good at murdering things. I think it's either Sunita or Jyoti. I don't know. But if your name, whoever, thank you for joining us. But understand that you also are not a passenger in your life.
All right, I would like to finish. I'm really sorry.
That's what I was going to say.
Your natal chart, whether it be Western or Vedic or Chinese, will give you information as to who would make a good partner for you to choose. Rather than you saying, I like Victor over there because he's got lots of money and mob connections. I'm going to marry Victor so I'm safe. It might be better to think about what's best for you, not necessarily who's approaching you, telling you what to do. So have your natal chart done in whatever culture you want to follow, whether it's,
Big into the Vedic thing, I think, by the looks of this. Is always believe in the Vedic. And Diana sent us a super chat. Well, thank you, Diana. That's really, really kind of you.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was the journal.
The journal.
All right.
Coming back to what we were talking about.
Most of you know that we've been around a long time. We're old and crusty now, and we've seen a lot of different things come and go.
Not that crusty.
But there was something, I think back in the late 70s, maybe early 80s, called the Silba, S-I-L-B-A, method of dream time.
Really? Mm-hmm. Tell me
So
more.
you can go Google that or whatever you want to do. But basically, the long and the short of it is, get a glass of water and something to cover it that is a natural fiber, like a tissue or a cloth. You don't want to cover it with a plastic cover.
Okay.
All right? Because that is a barrier.
Okay.
So before you go to sleep, think your happy thoughts, say your positive mantra, and drink half of the water. Cover it. Now, you may wake up in the night with information in dream. Write it in your journal because you might not remember it in the morning. But in the morning, you drink the other half a glass of water and you allow yourself to reconnect with the dream time for information, right? So if you had your dream,
yes,
but you didn't remember it, even when you woke up in the middle of the night, you woke up and you said, oh my God, I've had this fabulous, transformative dream.
What the hell was it?
But I don't remember anything except the color red. Well, write red down, But in the morning, when the alarm goes off or when you're ready to get up, drink uncover it, drink the other half, and give yourself a few minutes to sit with that. And you should have a memory or a recall of the important information to the dream.
How fascinating.
Right.
Well, I never knew that. And that's so... And this... Is this... Courtney's saying, is this Jose Silva or Jose, sir? However you pronounce it.
I don't know his first name.
I don't know. This
but
is
it's
something new to me.
Method of dream time.
Educating me. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. So there you go.
Who's this now?
Same person, Courtney. Oh, I needed that info. I always forget my dreams. Me too. And sometimes, dreams are really... gosh, you're definitely stepping into other with them. And time has no bearing in a dream. I mean, we also seem to think I've been on this huge epic journey.
Right? You think the dream must have lasted an hour.
I climbed to the Alps or something like that. And it's honestly, it's only like 3 to 5 seconds a dream lasts. So no wonder it's hard when you think about the massive asynchronous download of information that you receive, because it's not in real time. You're getting it.
No, it's not in our time.
Yeah, it's
not in our reality's time. So if you have this massive saga, right, but you only dreamed for what, 20 seconds?
No, 3 to 5. That's the maximum length of a dream. 5 seconds.
All right.
It really
I
is.
thought it was 15 seconds.
No, 3 to 5 seconds.
So imagine what's going on in other, that you could get all of that information transmitted in that short period of time while you're in other.
I know.
Because you're kind of like docked in other, or in between when you're asleep. And that's another reason dreams are connected to water and the west, because it is the twilight, the tween time between the daylight and the darkness, where east air is between the darkness and the daylight. It's a different kind of twilight, right? The twilight of the west is the connection to the underworld and the ancestors, and the twilight to the east is the connection to the fairy and the wee folk. That's, Beltane versus Samhain. Or Kalangea versus
You think about it, the
Calamine.
shore is such a liminal place, isn't it? It really is. I mean, what defines the shore? Is it the sea or is it the land? It's one of those amazing things, but that's where magic happens, that place in between, where it's neither this nor that, but it's both at the same time.
Does Diane have a question?
She says, may I ask if the cards have a message for her at this auspicious time?
Absolutely.
I absolutely think you should.
Yeah, we were going to ask you about that.
But we'll just see what we see.
But it is a wonderful time. I'm really excited. Oh, look at that. I'm not going to have that. That's a bottom card. I'm really excited about what this year has in store for me being a water rabbit. So I'm excited for all the rabbits, but I'm also excited for all the water rabbits, all of the people born under the element and sign.
Fascinating, isn't it? Because I'm what am I?
Water tiger.
Yeah.
Which is why I follow rabbit and not cat, because it would be odd to put two cats next to each other.
Well, I expect.
So some people say that it's not, that it's tiger, cat, dragon, but I think tiger, rabbit, dragon is.
Is this an alternate? Alternate astrology kind of thing then, alternate Chinese astrology.
Yes, some Chinese astrologers have cat instead of rabbit.
See, she educates me all the time. Has to be said. Oh, I like these, but I go second.
Do you want to go second?
No, I'll go second.
Okay.
I will.
Two of Swords. Anytime we see a moon on a card, we know a new phase is starting. Three of Pentacles. And Page of Wands. Now, there are not very many cards where the character has a feather in their cap. I'm going to say that I think for you, this year is really about connecting with soul buddies, soul clusters, and past life information. There's like an awakening that's a reawakening. So instead of just learning something, like that's a small task, instead of just learning something, there's a remembering of that something. So to me, there's definitely a feeling of that which you are seeking is causing you to seek. But I see this as accepting the breakthrough that's being offered and listening in a different way, absorbing in a different way, and really taking on the conscious act of assimilating those memory fibers into what the fabric of what you're learning now. That's quite a...
All right. I chuff and love these cards. I love them, I love them, I love them. And there's a definite message for you. So you may recall, other people's mileage does vary, but whenever I see the three pyramids, I know I'm dealing with an old soul. This, my Three of Pentacles, is definitively the higher purpose card.
The architect of the universe.
Absolutely the higher purpose card. I mean, at a trivial level, some people say, oh, home improvements, and it might be, but what's gone on here, you know, is this character wants to build a lasting edifice for his god to honor him, and it needs to be bigger than him, but he doesn't know how to go about it, so he gets this guy, the architect, to make the plan, and the master mason produces it. But this is something that's bigger than all of them, and when they come together, when those three key elements come together...
I mean, look how the circles are in this card. The three circles are the...
supernals.
Well, they're the supernals, and they're the top bit of the Allen.
Well, it is the higher purpose, without doubt. And herein lies the key. Herein lies the key. So here's you... and I say almost probably at a little bit of a crossroads. I want to say that. Things are balanced out quite nicely. We've got the Freddie Fulcrum thing going on here. And there is, if you'll forgive me, a little bit of procrastination going on. Well, if I had more information, if I could see more clearly, if I knew the exact path, etc., etc., etc. But if you look really closely at this young lady, you can actually see her eyes are peeking out just below that. But there's a couple of things. There's somebody who does venture between the worlds quite frequently. We spoke of the shoreline, did we not? We spoke of that liminal place. But she's almost separated herself from it, in so much as this is a very hard demarcation line. You know, she's actually on some key or something. And she's a back to it. She's a back toward it. But understand, we have here a waxing moon, so things are very much in a growth phase.
Right, we know it's waxing, not waning, because the shape it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, assuming we're in the northern hemisphere, which I believe we are. Excuse me. What is necessary is for you to turn around and fully embrace and wander perhaps into the liminal a little bit, and really allow... I think this is an amazing time of personal, spiritual growth and self-actualization for you. I really feel that this is not just self-realization, this is self-actualization. I feel, this may sound crazy, but I feel that you've been thrown off of your game a little bit, that you've been pulled away from your center of peace and power, that things have been a little hectic and confusing around you, and I think things are starting to settle a little bit now, so very much put yourself back into the driver's seat and really observe, listen to that innate wisdom that lies within you. You know, you're an old soul.
The past experiences that will teach you how to move forward.
Look the feather there. Look that feather. You know, this is learned experience.
Acumen.
Yeah. These are good cards. These are good cards, and you're right. Very auspicious. Auspicious time to be doing good stuff. So have at it.
All right, you shall shuffle for Savannah.
Oh, hello, Savannah. Oh, look, gosh, yes.
Even though this says there are no viewers, I think there's quite a few people hanging
like
out.
A cheap watch. You've got to watch here. There's like 22 or something going on. So it's a bit different. We have to, there was an update, but I didn't do it. So maybe they finally fixed that there, because I reported it 1,000 times.
So Savannah's having a general? Is that what that says?
I don't know. Let's have a look. What's he say?
General, please.
General, please.
My eyesight's so poor.
Well, it's pretty small.
Well, even with glasses, I give up.
We got ourselves a huge monitor
to do our video,
because there's room for both of us to actually sit there without going, what the hell's that saying? Trying to work with the tiny little cursor.
All right, focus on Savannah.
All right, I'm trying. We're going to do that one, and we're going to do that one, and we're going to do this one. I can feel it in my water if I can get hold of it. Come here. All right. So for Savannah. Oh, hello. I'm seeing it. We're only 2 readings in, and I'm seeing a theme building here already.
Water.
Well, yeah, and it's like there's so much discovery and emotions and old established stuff. So this is kind of cool. This is a really sweet card for you, actually, Savannah. There just needs to be a little sifting necessary. We'll talk about your filters in a minute here, but we'll.
Do we all have filters? I don't know.
I
I'm
don't.
not sure we have any filters anymore.
I have a penchant to state exactly the wrong thing. I love this card. This is very much like there's a lot of heraldic information and ancestry.
Where did you come from, child of promise?
What have you, child of promise? Where do you come from? So there's this. I see this somehow as almost the establishment or reconnection with that familial line, if that makes sort of sense to you. We've come to not the close of something, but this is the culmination, if you will, of the Fool's Journey. It's the last card in the Major Arcana. It's 21. But this wise ephemeral being at this point, as it's like right the way across the wheel of the year from the wheel itself, so we've now harnessed those homogenized or utilized or harmonized is the word I'm looking for, those energies of dark and light, of the polarities of the, polarities are essential. Because they're what define things. You can't be anything without the opposite of it existing. But oppositions suck. They hurt. When you push against them. But then we realise how to become that middle pillar, and she has harmonised these energies, and we now have the very easy to see the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac in the name of God in the heavens, but as opposed to the wheel card. Their stories are not complete per se, but they are actualized. So we've got to a point where you've gained a lot of experience, and as the needle returns to the start of the song, now you can sing along as before, but you now know the harmonies, if you will. You can now add something to it. It's not just going through the same humdum routine again. We're adding to it. We're bringing something else to the mix, and as you learn, so you teach. So this is very much about passing that information on down the familial line here to really help people grow and understand, and there is, however, a little bit of an emotional trickster that may not be completely open. And I think this is somebody who's been struggling, and I think you know who this person is. I think somebody's been struggling perhaps with their self-esteem and sort of very much want to be liked. They very much want to be liked, and as such, I think maybe they perhaps tend to overpromise. They're not a bad person, but they tend to say, tell you what you want to hear because they think that's what you want to hear and that'll make them like, rather than necessarily tell it how it is. So I think there needs to be a little bit of that discernment filter with this individual, all right? But all in all, I think, Savannah, pretty good cards. So
okay,
over to you now. See what wrangle she's going to throw on this one.
I think this is something you've been pondering for a while. Ooh. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I?
Should I or should I?
And because of this card, I think that it has to do with deciding whether to work from home or work outside the home, or something to do with career and income. But it's something that I think you kind of go back and forth with. Am I sure I feel well enough to bite this off? I don't know. Maybe I should just lay low for a while. This is a fantastic idea. I should probably get it rolling. Well, I don't know. I still have some health issues to take care of. It's kind of like I don't want to say wishy-washy, but it's like talk yourself into it, talk yourself out of it. Talk yourself into it, talk yourself out of it. But I feel like there is a really great opportunity to increase finances. And it doesn't feel like just how you're going to invest. It really feels like something that is going to become your earned money. And I don't think that it's like a desperate situation, like, oh my God, we need money, I'm going to have to go do this. It's more like, I really enjoy that. I'd like to do that. I think I can do that. I'm going to do that. Rather than, well, I'm going to do that, but maybe not now. So I think over the next couple of months, the foundation is being put together. And this may be something that starts in the summer for real. Like you might be just taking your steps towards it now, like finishing up some things that need finishing up and laying a foundation to get there. But I think this bodes very well if you wanted to take that kind of leap of faith in yourself and put your idea to work.
Savannah's saying, I'm supposed to have a filter? No. Optional,
right.
optional.
Anna Marie, what do you want to know? Or is it general?
Do tell.
Do tell.
Do tell. We'll do tell. But, oh gosh, you know what? I'm really enjoying doing the show.
It's really a good one today.
It is. Well, not just, this show, because it's
it's a good one today. But yeah, I think once a week we can handle, just because, again, we like, I'm sewing 100 tarot pouches. He's making candles. We're trying to edit YouTube video. We're trying to run the store. We're trying to be readers. We're trying to do the accounting while our taxes have to be done. We're trying to build the website, and take care of the spiritual community, and write another book, and it's just a little crazy.
And.
All right, so can you read those few, Anna Marie?
Anna Marie says my shirt is mesmerizing. Look into my shirt.
Well, mine's pretty cool too. Mine I thought was very new moony, water rabbity kind of Chinese shirt. Anyway,
it is.
I like to steal his thunder,
Well,
Leo rising. Okay, and then Savannah says something.
Anna Marie would like a general reading. Savannah says interesting read. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. And Anna Marie says busy. Hey.
You know what? But again, instead of us saying, oh my God, I'm so stressed, we have so much to get done today, we have to do the banking before, and then we have to put up a snow day special, and now we have to get on
the days are just packed.
The days are just packed.
It is. It's your turn. It's your turn.
I'm going to shuffle up.
Why not indeed.
The days are just
we're stupidly blessed, I mean, we
work hard, but we recognize that we are lucky enough to love what we do.
Oh.
We're not just working for the man,
Because we do what we love.
Right. We still have to pay bills, though.
Oh, it's not without stress.
So
we do have the occasional harsh word.
Well, I would tell people, look, yes, it's a spiritual store, but it's still a store. There's a mortgage and taxes and lights got to stay on. Things like
the taxman, he don't care. He don't care your spiritual oil.
You're going to have to afford that too. So Spirit knows we got to take care of these things.
Yes.
I can't read that.
Abundance in things to do. Yes, we have an abundance. A veritable abundance. We are blessed.
All right. So Anna Marie said general.
General.
Money, 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 money. All right. Something that's been very slow or held up financially. Like, okay, this contract is here. Oh, but you know what? You have to take care of this and this before that can finish. Oh, you did that? Now let me give you another hoop to jump through.
You
did
fire.
That? Yes, I'm going to set it on fire for you to jump through it. So there's something stirring in a very, very positive way with finances, money, but it's been held up for a little bit.
Emmett would like to chime in at this point, by the way.
Got to pull under the door.
He hasn't put a paw under the door, but I can hear it.
But the money is going to come. And this time frame for me is like Eastery time. So that's maybe another 6 or 8 weeks. I don't know when Muggle Easter is this year. Because it's always the first full moon.
After the first Sunday after the equinox.
After the first Sunday after the equinox, yeah. So March 23rd, the full moon after March 23rd, and then it's the Sunday after that. But there is a payout. There is a guarantee of the contract going through. There is the money being paid that's owed or due. It is just like some funny business in between. And this is a wonderful card. The Queen of Wands. You see there's a little cat down here, and then there's lions on here, and then her brooch is a fox. So to me this says, you've got to be slick and cunning. You've got to roar once in a while. And then the fox is very stealth, So
Crazy like a fox.
I believe they also burrow.
They do.
So there's something going on that is going to bring you great fertility in a financial way. That's sunflower. But you have to really stay focused and stick with it to get it pushed through.
So again, the theme there, old soul. Got those 3 pyramids. As I say, your mileage may vary, but that's for me personally.
Well, yeah, your reading can be very different from mine. That's just how it goes, right?
So yeah, very leonine card. This definitely very, very leonine. Very much, I see you somehow as the matriarch, and this card is very much the matriarch. Held in great esteem, oddly enough. Well, that's not oddly enough. You deserve it.
The matriarch should be held.
You deserve it. But some would aspire to greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. And I feel in the sort of you're like the unwilling hero here, but that makes it all the more valuable, frankly. They're strong money cards. These are very strong, although there is or has been. And may continue to be a bit of a delay. And it's really down to you to take the impetus here to actually start to move things forwards in 2 respects.
She's a Leo and the glue.
Well, there you go. Enough said. Enough said.
That is the Leo card, yeah.
Enough said.
In the court. Yep.
So this is a tremendous amount of as yet unrealized potential here. That ploughed field that literally goes from edge to edge of the card. I mean, it's as far as we can see, there lies potential. Yet we're starting to get a bit of vegetation here. We've been sat there a little while. So it's necessary sometimes to put spurs to horse.
Sat with the idea, now it's time to get
to actually make it happen.
Right. Well, the ones you always have to watch, the dark horse,
Well, yeah. But, slow horses can be amazingly powerful. not just and they keep going. They keep going. So that stick-to-itiveness, if you will, is also key here. But it does involve for you perhaps a little bit of a venture into the as yet unknown. This you can't see the road when we go through that little arch there, but if you get outside of your comfort zone and you do wander into the big blue yonder, so to speak, into pastures new, and blazing your own trail, I think the reward is absolutely immense here. So I don't know. I really feel that there's maybe a fundamental change going to occur for you in a very positive way. Maybe something you've done for as long as you can remember is not that which you want to do anymore. and it's like you want to get into actually, I almost want to say, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know what I mean?
Well, time for change. Yeah.
But it's positive. It's hugely, hugely positive. And I think the role of matriarch is something that's you're gonna have to, get comfortable with it, because I'm afraid that you've got that job. That's your gig now. So there you go.
Trying to retire. She wants to sell her business. Okay. Well, in the spring. We've got all the planets direct for a couple months.
Trying to retire.
Just go with the flow. If they say, well, this and this and this are fine, but, you got to fix this, or you got to guarantee that, or whatever it's going to be, get it in writing, do what you got to do, and it'll be fine. And hi, Lori. We haven't seen Lori in a while.
Hello, Lori, yeah.
So, Lori, you're going to have to scroll all the way back to see what the topic was for today. So we do have an awful lot to get on with, and we probably shouldn't stick around much longer. But I will say one more thing in regards to our Dreamtime programming our subconscious and thinking happy thoughts.
Yes.
So you might say to me, everything that you said makes perfect sense. And I really want to program my subconscious for good things so it talks to the universe and brings me good things. And I really want to be in harmony with my life. But I just, when I lay down to go to sleep, the negative stuff takes me over, and as hard as I try, I just can't connect to a happy thought. And as hard as I try, I can't change what I'm worried about into a positive mantra, and I don't know what to do. So I'm going to suggest this to you. If you really can't do it, then you can focus on Om. Right?
Oh, mantras, eh?
Right? So if you can't make yourself I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am safe, and you can't make yourself believe any of that in any way, let all of it out of your mind and just and let yourself get into that stream of light and that stream of love and peace and harmony. I mean, we could write a book on what Om means and not explain it in English. But if you can't divert your focus, that should help you connect to something positive and tell the universe that you want to be in harmony, that you want things to be easier, that you want to be safe and loved and healthy, and that you want your physical body in harmony, you want your life in harmony. So just let Om be your thing if you can't talk yourself off the ledge.
Anna's saying it is so hard to connect to calming thoughts. I will try tonight. Well, in the words of Yoda, there is no try.
There's do or do not.
Really do
but really, if you can't get there any other way, Om yourself to sleep.
Hey, you got an Om to go to? No, she's not wrong. And it really is. I know this is like the penchant for stating the absolute obvious. First stop hurting yourself. First stop hurting yourself, because that focus on all that is wrong and all that you see wrong with yourself, and this
it's just going to tell the universe that's what you want to continue to see and do and be and everything else.
This perpetual ass kicking you keep giving yourself serves you not well. Doctor, it hurts like hell when I bang my head against the wall. Don't bang your head against the wall.
Well, look at the statements we make. I can't believe I still have this problem. Oh, you need us to convince you? No problem. We'll continue to convince you have the problem.
Why me? Because
has
you
to
seek
be,
it.
I believe I have overcome the problem. Oh, okay, you've overcome that problem. We'll move forward. But we don't understand what we tell the universe.
The lesson will be repeated.
Even if we think that I can't believe this crap, we think that's breaking the cycle or stating that it can't be real. And the universe says, oh, we'll help you believe it.
It works on babies too. My grandbaby Benji, now 7, used to love to eat our homes to help him sleep. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, your body.
Comforting.
Yep, it's comforting. Your body responds, right? Your body responds to what's going on. Let's talk about a child for a second, right? The child falls and hits themselves on the chair. Do you ever notice what they do first?
Well, first they wait to see what everybody else is doing.
First they look at you, right? If you say, oh my God, are you all right? They start to scream and cry. If you say, oh, look at that, you fell, I'm so sorry, don't worry about it, you're fine. They respond to what comes. That's just what the universe is doing to you, baby. Mm-hmm. Right? Are you going to scream and cry because you're responding to what's going on? Or are you going to look for the thing that says you're okay?
Everything is ultimately a choice.
But Om is a really good plug to the negativity if you can't get it out of your head.
It's putting your mind somewhere else. It's literally putting your mind somewhere else, or at least giving you the ability to empty your mind, so that you're not continuing to chew on the problem. Where we go then? Hello, Donna.
She's going to tell her kids and grandkids the Om thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a beautiful vibration, you know, and I'm sure you can find Om on YouTube somewhere or recorded somewhere that just has that vibration. And for those of you in a community that know we do the healing chant, after we do the chant, there's that vibration, right? We do healing.
We start to get into oming quite.
And it is kind of the same sort of thing. Thank you for the
great yet simple advice. I don't know about everyone else listening, but I needed it.
Awesome.
Well, thank you.
All right.
That's probably the reason we did that.
Yep.
Just because you were here.
Well, again,
all
and
is meant to be.
and whoever shows up after the fact is part of this energy and needed to show up. So, happy year of the water rabbit.
Yes, indeed.
Get on with programming your subconscious to tell the universe what you really want and keep track of your dreams.
Absolutely.
And
do get a dream journal.
We will be
Great
posting
idea.
some really cool videos over the next couple of weeks.
I've got some fun stuff coming up.
Psychic Fair is this coming Saturday. Readings are $10 for 10 minutes.
That's a 1 month done of the year
I know,
already.
poof.
What?
And,
Way to go.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help us. And I know that we said this last week, but if you don't have any money and you can't make a donation, you have time maybe to just let these videos play in the background, and then YouTube will pay us. So we will get donations to do the work that we want to do. And don't forget, today's Snow Day special. You can get a $100 gift card for $50.
Shameless.
So it's really worth looking at that if there's something you had your eye on, like a statue or a special crystal or
Get it.
tarot
price.
books, whatever it is that you wanted.
Dead easy to get to. snowday.awarenessshop.com. That's
All
it.
right.
That's it. Snow Day.
Excellent advice. Thank you for the reminder. I needed that too. There are apps for your phone that have tons on YouTube for oming. Absolutely. And yeah, it's just going to take you there if you can't convince yourself.
I think what's magical about it is it involves no thought.
Right?
And that's the idea.
But you're telling
no
the universe
thought.
then that you want that place of harmony.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much. We got to get on with
Thank
getting
you,
on.
thank you, thank you.
Gotta get
Yes,
out
we
to
got
the
all sorts of
bank
assorted.
and get some change and
We're busy. Chop, chop,
stuff
bang,
to go
bang.
to the post office and all kinds.
The
All
days
right.
are just packed.
Love
they
you
really,
all.
really are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Peace
much
and
for
blessed
joining
be.
us. Have an amazing day, and I will